Robert Chamberlain will join us in a couple minutes. So tomorrow, Aaron Boone among our guests. Dan in Danbury, Connecticut. What's up, Dan?
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Good. What's happening?
I want to ask you a question about Justify. I had a friend of mine that just passed away, and he's the only one I could have asked about something like this. He was a shoer for Belmont. Anyhow, I worked on a farm when I was younger, and this is back in the late 70s, and they had the capability back then to, inseminate the heifers coming into the breeding. And my question to you is, with a horse like Justify, I don't understand why they can't showcase him when the odds that he's going to get, have an injury where he's going to get injured and be put down is astronomical. They have vets on call. And
it's not astronomical from this standpoint. There are certain things that he's worth so much more.
That's what I wanted to ask you
He's
about.
worth so much more in the breeding shed than he is in
But why can't they harvest
for this reason? First, it's illegal. You are not allowed to. The horse. There is no artificial insemination in horse racing. It's not allowed. Okay, it's not allowed. Number one. Number two, the thing that people understand is about horses is these are very delicate animals, and they must remain on their feet. If they have injuries that take them off their feet, they don't survive a lot of times. So when you think, it doesn't matter, he can have, if he had an injury, you're not going to put him on crutches. You're not going to put him in a wheelchair. Okay. These are, so if you get to the point where they have to put the animal down, that's it. He's not there as a sire, and all that money goes back to people. So that money's there. So they don't want to risk him being injured. So if he's got any little malady, he's not going to race for that reason, because horses can come up with a lot of stuff. When their system goes, it is a very delicate system. And I've seen cases where horses had injuries and all of a sudden they didn't catch something early, and that horse found it or got laminitis. And I mean, they're very delicate systems, incredibly delicate, considering how big and strong they are. 1,100, 1,200 pounds. They have extremely delicate systems. So from that standpoint, they don't want to take any chances, because here's the one imbalance in horse racing, in that business, that is terrible. What you earn on the track is a pittance compared to what you earn in the breeding shed. And the money is really in the breeding shed. It is not on the track. Now, not to say you can't get a nice horse, and you get yourself a hard-knocking horse that can run in a lot of handicap races and can run as till he's an older horse. That horse can make a heck of a living. I mean, you can go out there and you can bankroll $5, $8, $10 million with a really good handicap horse, especially these days. And that's a lot of money. But you're talking about someone like Justify. When you get up to where the money he can earn, he can get $150 up to $300,000, $350,000 per mare, and service 100 mares a year. Now, each one's not going to be at the top price because there's going to be deals and everything else. But still, if he services, 180 mares that year, or 160 mares that year, if you count the whole year and everything for the whole calendar, I mean, it's an incredible amount of money. Dave in the Bronx, what's up, Dave?
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good. What's happening?
Quick, before my Yankee question, I'm super excited, Mike, with the Lakers signing LeBron, and I'm also super excited that they did not trade all their talent for Kawhi Leonard. I think they could pick him up next year as a free agent and not give up all that talent.
Well, if he is a free agent, I mean, remember, he can be a pain in the neck, but he has to still get through the season. He owes them a season.
Correct. My Yankee question, Mike, is this. Your opinion, if the Yankees stay put with the team they have and they stay healthy for the postseason, you feel confident that they could win the championship with this team?
No.
They need a pitcher.
Need a pitcher.
Okay.
I think they need, for this reason. The pitcher will not make the difference in the postseason. What the pitcher will do, if he does it right, is he will allow them to win the division, and their ability to win the whole thing will be far easier from a division title than it will be from a wild card. Because from a wild card, they are faced with a one game where they can get beat, or they have to pitch Severino in the wild card game, and that means they're going to face a very good team. Whether it's Boston, Houston, or Cleveland, they're going to face a very good team, and their best pitcher won't pitch till game 3. So with that being the case, it really minimizes their chance to win by not winning the division. That's why they need a pitcher to try to win the division. It doesn't ensure them, but it makes their odds far better if they can win it all. It's much easier to do from the division title as a base than it is to win it as the wild card. Because the wild card really puts you in a tough place. Doesn't mean you can't do it, but it makes it a lot harder. Ed and Summers, what's up, Ed?
Mike, good to have you back.
Yeah, thank you. What's up?
We're from the same generation. We're talking about breeding with horses. Seattle Sioux was incredible for the offspring.
It was a great sire. It was a great sire. And that's a horse that cost $17,000 when he was a baby.
Unbelievable. I want to talk about just the All-Star game real briefly. The same generation. In our generation, it was almost like the rivalry between the AFL and the NFL, because the divisions were completely separate.
Oh, it was enormous. I mean, the American National League, and it was an incredible rivalry. You can't.
Remember that?
Well, yeah, because like it was always who's better. It was, who's better, Mantle or Mays? Who's better, this guy or that guy? You cared about the American League winning the game. Absolutely.
When I think about the All-Star game, my one memory, and you'll remember this. Do you remember Reggie Jackson's home run in Detroit?
Yeah, sure. I mean, they used a jacked up baseball that night, but but still, it was an amazing home run. It was Reggie had a lot of long home runs. Josh in New Jersey, what's up, Josh?
How are you? I thought of an idea for the Yankees trade deadline move, and you take a look at Washington. They've been first round exit every year. This year they're obviously struggling, although they're well within striking distance. They're a 500 team. Harper may walk. What do you for the Yankees? What do you say about trying to go after Max Scherzer?
Oh, come on now. Wait a second. They're not. Washington still thinks they can win that division. They're 5 games out.
I understand that, but if you look around, that they've been in the
playoffs, but they've been in the playoffs.
They've been an early exit
so
every
what?
year.
That can change. That
Harper's out.
You know when that?
Why
what do you mean Harper's out?
Harper may leave this offseason.
Yeah, but you know what? You don't know if he's leaving or not. He's a free agent.
I understand that, but
that team is not a seller. Josh, stop. Josh, you're being silly. They're not a seller. Washington's not a seller. Washington's going for it. Now, maybe this year they're not going to make the playoffs. Maybe they will. We'll see. And maybe this will be the year they win a division. I mean, maybe this will be the year they finally win a series. We know they've had their heart broken multiple times, and you're right. They've been bitterly disappointing in the postseason. But you can't tell me that they're five games out. They can't make that up. Sure, they can. They're not going to, and they're going to give away Scherzer. Come on now. That's a Yankee fan just being, thinking everything has to happen about around the Yankees. Phil in Massapequa, what's up, Phil?
Hey, what's going on, Mike? Big fan.
Yeah, what's up?
I was wondering, if you were running the Yanks, would you trade for like Happ or one of the borderline guys, or would you give up what it takes to get like a DeGrom?
I don't know that you can even get DeGrom if you wanted to. I don't even know that he's available from that standpoint. Would I give up Torres to get him? No, I would not.
No. Would you? What about Sheffield? Do you think he's untouchable? Or
No, I don't think he's untouchable, but I don't think he gets you DeGrom. I think Torres does.
All right, thanks, Mike.
I think Torres, would you trade Torres? I wouldn't. I think Torres will get you DeGrom for sure, yes. Matt in Howell, New Jersey. What's up, Matt?
Yeah, Mike, glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Quick question. If you're the Yankees, and the Mets, I guess, for that matter, would you trade Bird and Andujar and maybe another upper echelon pitching prospect for DeGrom?
Would I if I were the Yankees?
Yeah.
What am I giving up?
Andujar and Bird and a mid-level pitching prospect for DeGrom.
The Yankees would probably. I don't know how they. They're this way, that way on Bird. I don't know that they would go there. See, if I am the Mets, I want if I'm not going to get Torres, which I'm not, I want Andujar, Frazier, and 2 other pieces. I want 4 pieces for DeGrom. I want Andujar and Frazier. I'll take Bird in a heartbeat. If you give me Andujar, Frazier, and Bird, and then you give me a 4th prospect that's pretty good, I'm going to make the deal if I'm the Mets. If you ask me, would I take Andujar, Frazier, and Bird from the Yankees? Yes, I'll take those right now, and I'll give you DeGrom. Absolutely. And the 4th prospect we can debate on. He doesn't have to be of that level.